Hello.
Hey everyone, welcome to something that's been pissing me off for the past like 2 days. So this machine is a 2010 Mac Pro. Sorry, this is actually a 2012 Mac Pro, but they're almost exact same machine. And this one has Windows 8.1 on that hard drive. That's a 4 terabyte hard drive. I have Windows 8.1 on that. And I apparently also have Windows 8.1 on one of these drives. I also have like Windows 7 on one of these drives, and then I have it's a card that doesn't work. And I have like Mac OS 10.13 on one of them as well. But I've taken all the other ones out because I want to make sure this machine boots up in Windows 8.1. But here's something else that's really stupid. This is a card from Nanotech. Although I have no idea who that is, and Googling them doesn't really bring up anything. But all I know is it has a Fresco logic chip on it. And this is a PCIe expansion card you could slot in here. Gives you 4 USB 3.0 ports. Which I thought would be really cool for a machine like this, because it's not a bad machine, it just doesn't have USB 3. So I thought this would be great. The problem is the drivers are only for Windows. But I am running Windows, so might as well plug this in and use it, right? Well, Windows has apparently a lot of bad things to say about this. Sometimes it just won't boot up when this is installed. I assure you it doesn't boot up when something's connected to this. Welcome to part 2, because the SD card I was using, for some reason, just decided to screw up and not let me record any more video to it. And the other SD card that I actually have and I bought for this camcorder specifically, somehow I forgot to empty all the footage off of it, and it only has 7 minutes left on it. And this is going to take longer than f***ing 7 minutes, so I had to go to come get a anyway. So f***ing pissed off right now. This machine is also pissing me off. And as I was saying, Windows seems to have a lot of problems with this card. So you know what? I don't give a fuck about it anymore. So what we're going to do instead, to make me feel better, is, I thought, was to install this NVIDIA GTX 680 into this. I've had this card for a few years, picked it up for like 20 bucks or something on eBay a few years ago, and I was going to make a series called GP User, which I made a few episodes of over on iRed Redux, but that series didn't really pan out the way I wanted it to, and I just got bored with it. So I ran out of time, had to do other things, wanted to do other things, etc. So that kind of went by the wayside. So I have all these GPUs I can't do anything with. So I wanted to put one of these in here, because this is a 2012 almost top of the line GPU. There's only one above this, which is the 690, which is basically 2 of these in SLI in one single card. But the 680 was basically their NVIDIA's top-of-the-line single-card solution for gamers in 2012. And this is a 2012 machine, so this would be a great card to put in here. And I had put it in here before, but on Windows 7. And that's probably what one of those other hard drives has installed on it, is the drivers for this card. But the problem is I want to run with Windows 8.1 now. And you know what? It's being a pain in the ass, because for some reason, when I just put this in here, I have the connectors and everything. Windows 8.1 for some reason doesn't use this for a display output without the drivers. I don't know if it will with the drivers, but I have to assume that Windows 8.1 just doesn't know what this card is, doesn't have generic drivers for it. It does for other cards, but not this one for some reason. So I have to install the drivers for this card. But here is the problem. This is the graphics card that came with this computer. This is an AMD, maybe actually no, it's ATI Radeon 5770. Or sorry, a Radeon HD 5770. That's what this is. You can tell it's the Apple one specifically because it has the power connector in there instead of like on the top here somewhere. So yeah. 5770 Mac Edition. And this is specifically flashed for Apple to work with their computers. Because if you didn't know, if you don't have a 5870 Mac Edition or a 5770 Mac Edition in this Mac, you will not see the boot up sequence, and you will not see anything on any screen you attach to your other GPU until you get into an OS that has drivers that know what it is and know how to work with it. So yeah, this computer just effectively doesn't have any display output until I get to Windows with drivers with one of these cards. But the problem is, without the drivers, I see nothing at all forever. So I have to have this card installed in order to install the NVIDIA drivers. But to do that, I need to have the NVIDIA card also installed in the same computer. You noticed something? Yeah, these cards are huge, and they require too much power. Like this one, this Mac Pro only has 2 PCIe power thingies, and this thing requires 2 on its own, and this requires 1. Neither of these cards will run without those connected to power. So how am I supposed to install the drivers if I need to have this installed and running and this installed and running in a computer and that's 3 PCIe power things when I only have 2? How is that going to work? Well, it's not. So I said F that, and I'm not going to install this. I will install this later because I have a plan for doing that. And that is, I will install this card where it needs to go. Actually, I'll do that later because it's a pain in the ass and I don't want to do it while talking. But I'm going to install this. This is an NVIDIA GT 740, which hopefully can use the same. I can use the drivers that I downloaded for this to install with this card installed in this computer, because this doesn't require any PCIe power. This is just a VGA thing. Yeah, that's weird. But so yeah, let's try to do that. So of course now I have to put this card in first because this is the one that's a pain in the ass to do that with. So to install this, what I need to do, this thing right here. This is a this is the power. This is the PCIe security thing. It moves this bar back and forth. At least it's supposed to, and it kind of still does. But the problem is, I broke this button that's supposed to be on the front of it. It's supposed to have like a protruding button that you're supposed to press and then move it back. But it doesn't move that far back enough anymore because the button is... I broke it. It's now forced into its hole too far, and it doesn't do its job properly. So instead what I have to do is I have to move these damn things out of the way, which don't stay out of the way, and I have to do that so it moves a little bit, and then I have to pull this back manually and shove a card in. And actually, oh yeah, actually I can put the thing in afterwards. And you have to do this, you have to put this, the PCIe thing in there first, or else this thing will block it from this part going in. So you have to like, I can't talk while I'm doing it. I just have to do it. So, yeah. Ah, such a pain in the ass. Now I can plug her in, which is right there. Which sometimes I get it the first try, others I don't. There we go. Now, let's try to install this, which kind of looks like the Galordo. And what's even dumber is there are 2 16X PCIe slots right here. But the problem is they're right on top of each other. So I can't install this into the other 16X slot, can I? Wait, this is, that's the wrong, balls. That's not gonna work. I need these nuts out of the way. I need this out of the way. So let me see if I have a thing that can do that. I have my thingy right here. Let's see if I have the tools I need. Oh my god, I actually might. I'm gonna take that off of there because if all that spills into here, that's a really bad idea. So maybe it's this one? No, that's way too small. I guess the maximum Maximum thick. That's what I'm all about. Maximum thick. Alright, so let's take these off. And I'll put them back on later. Because this actually goes inside a different computer. It goes inside a Dell Optiplex. Alright, now it's gone. It's really bare. It looks really bad, but it's not really gonna matter. I don't need this. So let's take that off. Yeah, let's just insert this. Try to insert it into the 16X slot. Whoa. Whoa, it actually does go in. But it's blocking this fan, but I don't think that's really gonna matter. Yeah, so I'm gonna replace it with this GPU afterwards, and let's see if we can get this into, oh wait. No, that's actually bending, that's really bad. So, no, it looks like that's not gonna work. Yeah, so they put it in the way. It's fucking stupid. So I hope this card works in a by-4 slot, because that's all it's getting. Come on. There we go. Okay, now. It's really wobbly, but that's fine. So I don't need this HDMI cable. What I do need is to connect this up. My monitor, which is the smallest LCD cinema display from 2003, right there. So I'm gonna press the power. That's gonna boot up. I should get a display output on that monitor right there. See if we can boot into Windows with it. And because I have an NVIDIA, okay, there it goes. There comes the monitor. And because I have the NVIDIA GPU in there, I should be able to whatever it's called. Yeah, run the NVIDIA installer. Uh-oh. That's never happened before. It's just frozen. Well, shit. Maybe it doesn't like being in a by-4 slot. Okay, well, that's absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut the machine off. Might as well have just unplugged it. It would have taken less time. Alright, now I'm going to... I have to take this out. And I'm going to have to put it in this by 16 slot. So it will be bending. Wait. What? What? Wait a minute. That's not bending, that's fine. What the hell was I talking about? Oh god, okay. Let's just boot it up again. Let's see that output. Let's see that output. Which I know it'll get. It just takes forever to bong for some reason. Even the laptops with hard drives don't take this long to bong. Jeez, there it goes. And for those who don't know, that bong actually comes from the CPU tray of all things. The CPU tray has a fan inside, and the fan has a speaker attached to the front of it, and that's actually what the speaker is in every 2006 to 2012 Mac Pro. Alright, so here comes the login screen, hopefully. There we go. Now, I already have the NVIDIA drivers downloaded, however, they probably deleted themselves from their folder, because fuck you. So, I'm gonna have to run the extraction install thing again. Wish it would just stay there like other drivers. This is taking a while. Jesus. Oh my god. Okay, there we go. Actually gonna shut the thingy, the door, if I can. Jeez. The hell. There we go. Now, we're in Windows 8.1. I'm gonna go into here. Wait, is it actually gone? No. Oh, I think all this stuff actually shouldn't be here, because I think the computer crashed last time I was in here, so. Uh-oh. Jesus. Oh yeah, downloads, NVIDIA drivers, here we go. Yeah, it's gonna extract them, which is gonna take forever because this is on my hard drive. Can I actually get a display output from this card? Yes, I can. I don't know why. Okay, well, let's see what it says it is. I don't know why the 680 wouldn't output. I mean, this card's even newer. It's a 740. It's even newer than the 680s. And if the 680 didn't have drivers in Windows 8.1, then hopefully my 680 is not broken, because that would really suck. GT 740, yep. Actually has 2 gigs of GDDR5. This might actually be a more powerful card than the one that's in this system. No. Oh, actually it might be. Holy crap. Alright, anyway, let's close that. Oh my god, it just takes so long. Okay, here we go. It's actually not too much of an outdated version, I don't think. 474. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna do Express. I don't care. I don't know what the hell that was about. Oh, it was probably this stuff. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, definitely going to be running Half-Life Alyx on this. Moving 3D vision. That doesn't... What? Why would it have 3D vision already on here? Okay, now it's finally installing the driver, and hopefully I'll be able to replace the 740 with the 680 after this is done. But this is off the hard drive, so this is going to take 10 years.